Well, now that I have all these medical problems with brain and brain function, I have a much greater appreciation for the boundaries of eccentricity. I mean, now I understand it doesn't take drugs. There are a lot of people running around who are crazy as shithouse owls and are achieving it on the natch. And their testimony now has to be weighed as well. So this surprises me. I didn't realize that, a malfunctioning brain could leave you functioning enough to report to work and tell your story and presumably write novels and meet deadlines and all these other things, that people do. So, and I don't know how many other people realize this either.
Because that's sort of how you feel?
Yeah. I mean, I live in a world defined pretty much by prescribed drugs. And my doctors are telling me I have to take this stuff to stay alive, basically. So how many people are living in worlds psychologically defined in that way? Quite a lot.
But you seem to be largely Terence. You're the full,
Well, I recall who I'm supposed to be. So we're not trading that in too lightly.
But in some fundamental sense, do you feel like you're standing on a different ball?
I would like to get all these drugs out of my system, the Depakote and the steroids and all that, because it makes mentally moving on a level surface feel like walking uphill. So, and these are mild drugs I take. These are not. What about the people who've been diagnosed schizophrenic or bipolar this or something? I mean, what are these people taking, and what is it making them think about reality?
Well, but you've taken serotonin reuptake inhibitors, haven't you?
You mean like Prozac?
Yeah.
Yeah, but those are designed to help you out. These other things, all you deal with is side effects.
Oh yeah.
It's a different thing.
I thought you were talking more about, but schizophrenia, don't they treat with all sorts of neurotransmitter modulating drugs, which presumably are there to help them out? Well,
they're to help them out.
The way that Prozac
they may be there to help the rest of us out. Like, for instance, this drug I take, Depakote, the first thing that it supposedly deals with is mania. Well, I'm taking a drug for mania. I don't have mania. Do I? Did I? Would I? Should I? Will I? Could I? Do I want to? And so forth and so on. So.
You didn't feel like you had any bit of mania in you before?
At times I've been accused of mania, but by idiots. And I guess because of the war on drugs, somewhat concealed in all that, is the willingness of the establishment to allow experimentation with drugs, the effect of which on tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people would have social consequences that were maybe unintended or unmanaged.
Yeah, I'll say.
Yeah. Like, I've wondered, the statistic you hear, Prozac is the most prescribed drug in the world now, and 1 billion people take Prozac.
Is it really?
It's something like that.
Oh my God.
So my question is, when do the rest of us get some of the benefit of this? In other words, when is the guy putting my fruit in my sack going to become a more pleasant person? The guy pumping gas, all these people on Prozac, pretty soon it should begin to feed into the body politic as a sort of feeling of goodwill and temperance. But I haven't actually seen it. But yes, I would like to live for quite a while longer. But it is very interesting, cancer as a metaphor for modern life and how people live, how they think about their politics and diet and money and all the rest of it. And probably my generation was more exposed to toxin than any other in history, because there were not only all the toxins of the pre-modern world, but then all the plastics, adhesives, and so forth.
Well, it's just it seems so basic that cancer is a socially, physically constructed metaphor for all these other processes that are happening on different levels. It's almost like that plane of the real responds with an appropriate kind of metaphor for all these processes of inflation and kind of negentropy burning development.
The revenge of matter or something. Yeah. Or the revenge of synthetic matter.
But what is your prognosis?
Well, it's a little hard to figure out. I think it's... Well, it depends on the doctor you believe. The doctor who just did the surgery said he got it all. He has an incredible reputation, like third best in the world or something, with survival rates and all that. So maybe he did get it all. In which case, I'm the same. We're the same. I just have to get strong. On the other hand, the survival rate for this shit is very low. Zilch, in some people's opinion. They say, there's no escape. There's always cells left. They always return. You can only have so many craniotomies. So those people say 6 months to a year of life, which is really a drag to take on board. My own intuition is I'm not sure. I can't tell what's going on. It certainly is a weird situation to have fall upon you, especially a person like myself who's never had... I've never been a sick person or concerned with any of this. I had no idea there was so much morbidity around me. Or as Dante, I had not thought death had undone so many, he says when he looks into the Inferno. It's a sobering thought. So that's it. And what you do is you constantly try to get stronger and hope that no bad news comes down the pike. And
do you feel more intimate with death?
Oh, absolutely. No, you spend every waking minute, well, I don't know every waking minute, but for the past 6 months, let us say, death has been a daily accompaniment of my thoughts. And dying is the more troubling subject. Death is the great who knows. Dying, on the other hand, might be unpleasant, prolonged, has a terrible effect on the people around you, and
full of fear and pain.
and misapprehension, you know.
Misapprehension?
Well, people don't know what it is, so they don't know what they're looking at, and they, you know, are they losing you? Are you passing to the great, you know, the meaning, culmination, and answer to it all, or are you on extended wing downward into darkness? And it really plays people.